Hey, good evening, everyone. Welcome back to Premier League, Dad. It is Sunderland against Burnley. Two newly promoted sides. Never thought that their seasons would maybe diverge quite as much as this. Sunderland on a European charge. Burnley, Burnley win tonight. They're still 8 points. Even if they win tonight, they're still 8 points away from safety. I think they're on 15 points at the minute. Is that right? 15 points, Burnley. So a win takes them 8 points behind Forest and Leeds, who play on Friday. We're live for Friday night football. What a game that's going to be, by the way. Forest against Leeds. 17th against 16th, that one. But the only way that this happens, the only way there's any sort of pressure on those two going into that one is if Burnley win tonight. And then, obviously, it all starts to condense up again between Burnley, West Ham, Forest, Leeds. But this, for me, is as close to a must-win as Burnley will get. They were in the same division as Sunderland last year. No, Sunderland have made a lot of signings, and I get it. They're a very good side this season, unbeaten at home. But I don't think there's too many more winnable away fixtures for Burnley. There's not, is there? They finished above Sunderland last year. There's still a lot of Sunderland players in that side that, were in the Championship with them. And I look at Burnley's side and I think, you know what, they can come here tonight and get a win. They really can. I don't think they will, but they can. There's certainly ability there. Lyle Foster's a very good player. Jaden Anthony's a very good player. Ogachukwu and Florentino have done quite well for him in the middle. Kyle Walker, bags of experience. Esteve, I think, is a very, very underrated centre-back. And Dubravka, obviously, bags of experience as well. So we don't know what's going to happen tonight. For Sunderland, they have gone with Rufus in goal, Mukiele, Ballard, Aldrete and Mandava at the back. Siddiqui, Diarra, Lafi in midfield. Talby and Hume on the wings. Hume on the wing? That doesn't make any sense. Surely that's a back five then for Sunderland, isn't it? It's probably going to be Hume. Trey Hume on the right. Yeah, Talby just off Brobby. That looks like it's going to be a 5-4-1. Or maybe I think it's a 5-4-1 for Sunderland. They've changed system. Burnley have really gone for it, to be honest. They've got Marcus Edwards, Lyle Foster and Anthony as the front three, with Lucas Perez and Walker as kind of wing-backs. Florentino Ogachukwu sitting in front of a back three. Tuanzebe, Esteve and Humphreys, and then Dubravka in goal. So there is ability in that Burnley side. They are having a goal for tonight. I do think they've got to have a goal. There's not long left in the season. They've got to start picking up points. And not just the odd point here and there. They need to start picking up wins. They need to start converting some of these into wins. That's going to be a big challenge for Burnley over the rest of the season. One of the regulars on the challenge, I want to give a big shout out to Reese, who is travelling up to Sunderland tonight to watch Burnley, to watch his beloved Clarets. So mega shout out to Reese, top guy, regular on the channel, big Burnley fan. And he should be at the ground right about now. Or in the ground right about now. Right. Hang on a second. Where are we? Will, how's it going? Ibs, how's it going? Dan Dog up to Sunderland. Reese, I thought we'd bin this one off. Kate, I have, mate. I have binned it off, but I've come back on for a little. Yeah, just to see what happens, just to kind of see what goes on. PNCA says Spurs owners are terrible, so many injuries and brought in almost no one. Yeah, transfer deadline day today, we will be talking about all that. Thank you to everyone in the chat. I can see everyone flying in the chat already. Lucas, how's it going? LG, Jake, Oxford fan. LG, if Sunderland win this, they go 8th. Yeah, listen, Sunderland win this, they go, is it 4 places above Newcastle? 4 places above Newcastle in February. Come on, Joe. Oxford van. LG, I'm saying 1-0 win for Sunderland or 2 at a push. Davey, good evening all. How you feeling, Davey? Are you out of hospital by now, mate, or are you still up against it, mate? Hopefully you're doing better. Andy says McNeil loan with a buy obligation to Palace. Does that mean that the Tyreek George deal is done for Everton? Shell, lovely to see you. Andy, Jabber, the 3 Blues. Lucas, how's it going? Sarah, lovely to see you. Jabber says, good business that. Just wish we would have filled out the squad a bit more. And Joe says, looking so hitman, you're twisting me melon. Dan Ashenden, January transfer window really isn't what it was. No, to be honest, there's not a lot of value now. I think a lot of teams are holding on to their best players a lot tighter than they maybe were inclined to in recent years. January used to be seen as a window where there was value, where you could gamble and you could get some decent players in. Now, nobody wants to lose, and I mean nobody wants to lose any players mid-season unless they absolutely have to. And that's why I think you're only really seeing players leave who have clauses built into the contract, i.e. Semenyo, or they're running out of time on their contract, 6 months left, i.e. Mark Gay. Andy Robertson was another one who very nearly left Liverpool because of the fact he only had 6 months left on his contract. Beaver Basher, loved seeing your tears yesterday on the fan channel. The hate you have in your heart isn't healthy. No hate here, mate. All love, always. Connor, Burnley got West Ham at home and Crystal Palace away next 2 games. They need to step it up. They really, really do need to step it up. Reds? Who's Reds? Wow, what's saying? What's he saying? Live chat. Have I missed something tonight? Have I missed something? I am a sofa thought on Sunderland this season. They've been incredible. They've been absolutely incredible. Can't really fault them at all. What is going on here? Is that the Fanalysis app? Oh my God. The Sky Sports doing a Fanalysis app advert. That's got a really bad PR at the minute, hasn't it? The Fanalysis app. Dan Mateta is really in the mud, lowered his stock. Well, he has, but it's partially because he's got injured now, isn't it, really? Ibs, Key, why do you love Arsenal more than your own team? Why do you think that, mate? Why do you think that? Lucas, how's it going? Adam Matthews, professional scaffolding, my favourite comment of the weekend. Cheers, mate. Good to see you, Adam. Lucas says, I've got a question. I was thinking if you could do like a pre-match Q&A where the chat asks you questions about the match and your score predictions. Well, I mean, to be honest, we can do that, Lucas. I'll be honest, I think I've probably been guilty of allowing the format to sort of allow the chat to choose the format yourself. Like if you want a quiz, we'll do a quiz. If you want, and we do a half-time quiz, obviously. But if the game's a bit naff and it's 0-0 and we've not seen much going on, we'll jump into a quiz. I've got loads of quizzes. And there's usually people who've got quizzes in the chat. If you want to ask me a question, we don't need a format for that. We don't need like a 20-minute Q&A or anything, honestly. Just ask me the question. I'll answer it. Don't matter what's going on in the game. Reggie, evening key. Just wanted to say how much I appreciate the consistency of your streams. I'm having a rush personal time and I always enjoy spending an hour or two hanging out here, so thank you. Mate, that genuinely touches me, but honestly, whatever's going on, obviously don't feel under pressure to share anything more than you're comfortable with, but I genuinely hope that you sort it out and listen, we'll always be here, I'll always be here if you want to jump on, and you say you only join in for an hour or two, you shitbag. Full stream, come on. Full stream now, not just 1 hour here and there, full stream. No, I'm only kidding. Oh, honestly, mate, it's great to have you in. You're a good lad, really enjoy you coming in. Jabba says, Keys all love, that's why you can't get rid of those blues hanging out. Yeah, it's a Liverpool. I'm a massive Liverpool fan, and yet we've got loads of Everton fans who come regularly. But I'm full of hate. There you go. Dan, why didn't Robbo go through? I think because we looked at it and it just didn't make a lot of sense with the amount of injuries we had at the back. Like, we can't be letting an experienced fullback go. We just couldn't. It wouldn't make any sense. Malcolm, key lad, Unai Emery is a bottle job lad. He's lost 10 men, wow, lad. Nixie, my stream never started and just realised. Okay, well, there you go. Now you're back in, Nixie. La Pulga says, hello, Key, and everyone in the chat. Hope you guys are doing well. My mind's still gone after that ref performance yesterday. Which ref performance? You know about the Spurs one? I am baffled. How did that first goal get given for Spurs? It's baffling to me. Yo, Chad Smith. How's it going, Chad? Good to see you, mate. My favourite American-sounding TikToker. Will, Key, do you know much about Jeremy Jacquet, the guy who Liverpool signed? Yeah, we've watched a little bit of him on the channel. Not like a scouting or anything, just through happenstance, I guess. He played a couple of the French under-21 games that we watched. I think we've done Rennes in a game last season. Did we do Rennes in the Europa League or Rennes in Ligue 1? Can't remember. But we did watch one Rennes game in which I later found out he did play. I don't think we ever... do I know anything about him in terms of have I watched him intently? No. I don't profess to be a scout, but I watch a lot of football, and I have watched at least a couple of Jeremy Jacquet games, which probably puts me, maybe 1% higher than the vast majority of Liverpool fans who are commenting intellectually on the situation. There was an awful lot of noise this afternoon on Sky Sports. I think it was Craig Dawson, who was a very good centre-back, no problem with Craig Dawson. Craig Dawson said on Sky Sports this afternoon, £60 million for a French centre-back who hasn't played for France? That sounds like a huge waste of money. Paul Merson agreed. When they then asked him, have you seen him play? What do you think of him? No, I haven't seen him play, but, huge waste of money. And these are the people that we are paying our Sky bills to watch for their credible analysis. Listen, they're certainly the professional footballers. They know far more than I ever will on the ins and outs of the game. But you can't really pass judgment on a player you've never seen. I would imagine that's the basics. Right, we're off at the Stadium of Light. Burnley in the sky blue away kit, I guess. Sunderland in their typical red, white and black. Right, clock's underway. Let's get it going. We're all good. Magnus, yo, how's it going? Jimmy, do you think we get top 4 key? Yes, Jimmy, absolutely. Liverpool 1,000,000% get top 4. I'm not even slightly worried about it. We definitely get top 4. Easily get top 4. Ashina Fitadel, what do you think about Tonali? What do I think about him? He's a very, very good player. I don't think there was ever any chance of him going to Arsenal. That seemed to be the rumour doing the rounds on deadline day, that he was going to leave Newcastle for Arsenal. It didn't make any sense to me. Oxford Van Key, I can only stay till 8:30 on weekdays. Hey, no problem, mate. Listen, I was only playing, I promise you. I don't expect everyone to stay in for the full live, every live. I get it, you've all got lives. I've got a wife, she's understanding, but I get it. It's, everyone's got different stuff going on. It's fine. It's lovely to have you, even if you only pop in once a week. But if you can come in every day, that's absolutely mega appreciated, of course, but don't feel under pressure to do so. It's lovely to see you whenever you can. Jake was saying, I've had enough of these owners of our club. Why? What's up with our owners? There's nothing wrong with our owners. Jake, I promise you, mate, you better the devil you know. Better the devil you know. FSG are not bad owners, I promise you. We've seen bad owners just down the East Lancs. And to be fair, Everton had some pretty... Mashiri was a bad owner. I mean, he spent a lot of money, but he spent it in the wrong places, didn't he? And he at least got him a stadium. So maybe Mashiri wasn't that bad, but certainly the Glazers. Sunderland flying forward here. Ball down the right-hand side. Mukiele, ball in. Burnley, scuffed clearance. Robbie's in there. Burnley managed to get it away up to Lyle Foster. There's going to be a handball there, I think. Joe, you are full of hate, mate. No one wants to know why you did at Newcastle away. I'm keeping quiet. Lucas, what's your score predictions and who do you think will score? Also, like on Sundays, I'm at Just Home Gaming while waiting for your stream to start, because you brighten up my mood massively. Cheers, Lucas. Score prediction for this one. I think we'll see goals. One thing I did notice tonight, by the way, about this one. One thing I did notice is Sunderland's last 5 games. I think 4 out of their last 5 have been both teams to score. 4 out of the last 5 for Burnley have been both teams to score. So if you're looking for something to predict, I would say that's not a bad option. So yeah, I think Sunderland, Burnley will probably be both teams to score. I would go for 2-1. 2-1 to Sunderland, maybe 2-2. I'm going to say 2-2 just because friend of the channel, Reese, is at the game tonight, and I'd love it if he didn't have to travel all the way from Burnley up to Sunderland just to see his team get battered. Nick C, funny how Rodri complained about the ref when he should have been sent off. Listen, at the end of the day, you can't really deny that first goal shouldn't have stood for Spurs. It really shouldn't have. I am a sofa. Do you have a Scouse accent? No, I don't have a Scouse accent. There's probably a slight Scouse twang, but there's as much of a Manc twang to it as well. I'm from a place called St Helens, which is, well, that's at least where I was born and where I was brought up. I'm not there now, but that's where my accent kind of comes from. It's in between Liverpool and Manchester. I was born about 20 minutes from Anfield. Malcolm Key, I just walked past Anfield today after work. I saw Rats Lad. Jabba had to leave after things started getting chippy in the chats. Lucas, I'm recovering from stitches and your stream's brighten up my mood. You're recovering from stitches? Wow. Well, I hope... I'll try not to be as funny tonight, mate. I don't want them popping. Jabba says, better the devil you know. That's why I'm in this live. Thanks, mate. It's very kind of you. Very kind of you. Warren, it was hilarious watching you cry about United getting a free kick when Cunha was getting pulled. Insecure Scouse. Good to see you, Warren. Lovely to see you, mate. Welshwing says, hey, Key, how are you? Gutted Spurs didn't get the winner yesterday. Thought City were lucky not to concede. They collapsed despite the controversial goal. They were still 2-1 up. I know, but, mate, you and I both know that once you concede that first goal, at 2-0 up, once you concede that first, that's it. Like, it's always going to be difficult. Ryan, good to see you. Dwight McNeil has left Everton. Dylan, lovely to see you. Gillette and the other fella. Yeah, Hicks and Gillette it was, wasn't it? Jimmy, why so confident? Why am I so confident that Liverpool get top 4? Because above all else, I think we have the best team out of Chelsea, Manchester United and us. I think we have the best team. Best 11. I think we've got the best options. I think we've got the best manager. And I fancy us to beat Chelsea at Anfield, and I fancy us to beat United at Old Trafford if we have to. We can raise our game, and yeah, I actually don't think United are a top 4 team at the minute. They are they're playing quite well in the last 3 games, but it really wasn't that long ago they were in an absolute mess. And yeah, I feel like United's... This is United in form, whereas I felt like Liverpool against Newcastle the other day was just that was just us, our usual sort of standard. I don't think we played particularly well against Newcastle. Scoreline was very good and it was impressive, but I don't think we played particularly well. I still think Liverpool have got another gear to go up to, whereas I think this is United riding their luck and still getting, you know, they should have dropped points against Fulham at the weekend, shouldn't they? Let's be honest. Oxford, have you seen that Ronaldo's gone on strike, Key? I've heard something about it. I'm not entirely sure what's going on there. Isn't it something to do with the fact that he thinks the Saudi Pro League will become anti-competitive if Benzema goes to Al Hilal? It's baffling to me. Again, it seems to me that he's got an awful lot of power because he's signed a contract. And he's now like the face of the Saudi Pro League. Ryan says there is nothing about George joining Everton coming out yet. I think there's still time for that one to get ratified. Shell, hope you're feeling okay, Key. I'm good, Shell. Yeah, thank you. I'm really good. If you're watching this for the first time, if you're watching us for the first time, make sure you do a couple of things for me. Hit the like and press subscribe. Burnley down the left-hand side. Good ball in. Easy claim for the keeper there. Roof's no chance for Burnley. Welshwing, I know that, but Spurs were absolutely crap before that, and the City of earlier years under Pep wouldn't have folded like that. I agree. No, they're certainly not the same City. They're certainly not the same City, but I don't think you could... I would argue that we couldn't really jump from saying just because they're not the same City, they didn't deserve to win. They got absolutely robbed in that game. And like I said, I'm not the biggest City fan, but they did get robbed. Alex, any news on the French defender? Yeah, he's passed the medical. He will be a Liverpool player in the summer. We've got a little bit longer to wrap that one up because it's not happening in January. Sunderland now driving into the box. Chance. Hit it. Oh, it's third. It's a massive deflection. It's a huge deflection, and it's 1-0 to Sunderland. Oh, Burnley. Oh, what is going on here? Burnley have had a... I mean, this was always the danger. And you can see Tuanzebe is screaming at his teammates now. Come on, we've got to lift ourselves again. They actually started all right, Burnley. The opening 10 minutes, they've done okay. Oh, it's just a really, really poor... It's a bad bit of luck. It's a bad bit of luck. It's a good run off the ball, and is it Mukiele who gets into the area? Is it Mukiele who strike? It is Tuanzebe if it comes off, isn't it? Yeah, just completely wrong foots the keeper. There's nothing you can do about that. Absolutely nothing you can do about it. It's Diarra, sorry. Yeah, it's Diarra. Diarra's on the other side of the pitch. What was he doing there? He was on the same side. Habib Diarra, first goal for Sunderland. What a fantastic signing. He was at the start of the season. He was going to be the star sign. He hasn't played anywhere near as much as we thought he would. But he's a very talented player. Just come back from the AFCON and straight in with a goal. First Sunderland goal for Habib Diarra. There you go. Will Baxter says draw here. Come on, Chimey. I'm good as always. Good to see you, man. Kieran, Ronaldo's getting pissed off with the investment group because he thinks they favour the other big teams. Oh, okay. Well, that's probably not. Is there not an element of truth to that? I mean, at the end of the day, the PIF, the Saudi Private Investment Fund, they own about 12 teams in the Saudi Pro League, don't they? Sando, how's it going, mate? Lucas, do you have any Premier League deadline day information? None particularly, no. I mean, there's not really been too many big signings apart from Jorgen Strand-Larsen to Crystal Palace and sadly Mateta's move collapsing to AC Milan. It looks like Dwight McNeil has gone to Palace and it looks like Everton have maybe got Tyrick George on loan from Chelsea. That's probably the only thing. Timbo, hello. How's it going? Ryan, any idea on the assist? The assist was by, would it have been Hume? I think it might have been Hume, might have been Lefay. Hang on. Let me have a little look. Let's have a little look. We'll go back and have a look for you, because I'm a nice lad. So the ball gets played back into him by... No, it's... I think it is Mukiele. I think it's going to be Mukiele who's got the assist. So it'll be Diarra and then Mukiele. Janie has Devu. Which team do you support, Key? I'm a Liverpool fan, mate. I'm a Liverpool fan. Jabba. What are we saying? Sorry, Reese. Arsenal supposedly looking at a striker from Hearts. Yeah, you know he's a young player and apparently he's gone to Spurs. He's chose Spurs. Hey, look at that. 3-star and Sarah. Very, very kind of you. That's very lovely. Sarah has just gifted a membership to Tom Bowers on YouTube and 3-star has just gifted a membership to Connor Payne. Welcome on board to the Premier League Dad Members Club. Lots of love. Got members-only lives, members-only videos. We do our live prediction show ahead of the Premier League every single Friday. So if you want to be involved in that, if you want to see that, make sure... You get yourself in the Premier League Dad Members Club. We've got 3 levels, 3 tiers, so you don't have to do the top tier, but anyone who does support is massively appreciated. Very, very kind of Sarah and 3-star. Really do appreciate you both. Thank you very much for that. Adzo, it's on the place. I can't say it, mate. I can't say it on TikTok because if I say it on TikTok, then it just gets pushed down. So you'd have to go and check it out on the other place, unfortunately. Jamie, hi Key, have you ever watched any games from League of Ireland? I have, mate. Yeah, I think we've watched one or two in the summer. Did we watch? We definitely watched Shelbourne, and we watched Shells, and we watched St. Pat's, but that was in Europe. And then I think we watched. I think we only watched one League of Ireland game last year. We haven't watched any this season. But we did watch at the start of the season. We watched Shells and St. Pat's in Europe. Sam1309, can I have a shout out? Of course you can, mate. Yeah, absolutely. Tom, to be honest, I'm here to banter and troll. LJ, hi Key, how you doing? Unfortunately, I need to go now. Have a good night further. For you in Liverpool. No worries, LJ. Take it easy, mate. Thank you for popping in. Good to see you. Jabba, exactly. Yeah, I mean, to be honest, the sponsor is no more. At least for now. Maybe it will come back in the next couple of weeks. I don't know. But it's for now, it's off. Hence why TikTok's back on. Connor, you'll be a regular. Tom Key is class behind all the banter. I'm class behind all the banter. That's a backhanded compliment. Jordan, deadline day can F off. You're not a fan? You got Jorgen Strand Larsen and Dwight McNeil. You've been the most active team in the transfer market, Jordan. Are you not made up? Timbo, your boycott of TikTok didn't last very long. It wasn't really a boycott. It was just, I was fed up with it. And, Sunderland, Burnley have given the ball away here. Oh, I tell you what, Burnley are just the orchestrators of their own downfall here tonight. Johnny says, Key, which striker do you prefer up front for Liverpool, Ekatike or Isak? I think Liverpool will end up playing both of them, but Isak is the better striker. Yeah, for sure he's the better striker. Ekatike's been brilliant, absolutely fantastic, but yeah, I think Isak would... If you're naming your top 5 strikers in world football right now, I think Isak would be in it. Not sure Ekatike would. But certainly one of the best young strikers in world football. Liverpool are very lucky. Thomas, this centre-back signing for Liverpool is like ordering toilet paper online while sitting on the toilet, wiping your ass. I like that. Yeah, it is a little bit, isn't it? Tom, also the trivia, good half-time quizzes. We do have good half-time quizzes. There's not really been an awful lot happening here since the goal, though, I must say. Ryan, if Liverpool lose Salah in the summer to Saudi, who do you want to replace him? Think Semenyo is the best option. Maybe Vinny, but I'm not sure they can get him. Salah won't be going to Saudi in the summer. Yeah, get that thought out your mind. I absolutely promise you, Saudi will not get Mo Salah this summer. Mo Salah will not leave his Liverpool career on a whimper. The guy still firmly believes he's one of the best players in the world. And I tend to agree with him, but he's playing like an absolute pub player at the minute. So he isn't going to Saudi. That will not happen. It doesn't matter how much money is on the table. The guy has turned down huge sums to not go to Saudi before. And that was only in the last few months. So he's not going to Saudi. That take that off the table. It isn't happening. If there isn't a big European club that's going to come in for him, which there isn't, because who's going to pay massive money for a 33, 34-year-old and pay him 400 grand a week that he's on at Liverpool? It's not going to happen. He's going to stay at Liverpool. He's going to see out the final year of his contract at Liverpool and then leave on a free. There is no world in which Liverpool sell him to Saudi. He will refuse to go to Saudi. Point blank, will not happen. Ryan, if Liverpool... Oh, we've done that one. Who would I want to replace him, though? The standout option seems to be Elise. That seems to be the one that's doing the rumours, that's doing the rounds, that everyone seems to think that's who we're going to get. But I think there's a few. You know, we could maybe look at Jan Diamand. He's played both sides. It seems to be a very Liverpool transfer strategy at the minute that we're going for young players anyway. Florentino Luis. Ball in from the left-hand side for Burnley. Sunderland clear it away. Burnley now starting to put a little bit more pressure on. Starting to get the foot on the ball a little bit more, at least. Reese, I was going to say, Key, after I saw a dodgy AI advert from the sponsor. Jake, why do Palace keep getting away with the first gay on transfer deadline last summer and now Mateta today? Well, they've not done anything with Mateta. Mateta's out injured for 3 or 4 months, isn't he? Jordan with Larson, yes, I'm buzzing. Don't care what people say. Brilliant signing, in my opinion. And Dan only started tuning in because of the Twitter memes of you, but you're not actually bad, are you, lad? Questionable. I'm okay. I'm all right. I'm certainly not an absolute bellend, but, you know, some people would argue differently. Ethan, how's it going? Are you starting to do the TikTok lives again? Probably not long term. Like, if you really, really want to, if you want to watch, if you want to be part of the community and be in the chat, honestly, you're probably going to have to go over to the other place long term because it just doesn't work here. It doesn't work on TikTok to do lives like this. The lives don't work on TikTok. Doesn't matter how big you are. Listen, we've got 2 million views in January on the other place. Doesn't work. You don't get anywhere near the same sort of traction on TikTok. Dabamoyo, Key, you donuts. This is the moment where you cease to win for not City. Couldn't agree more. Liam, how's it going, mate? Good to see you. Timbo, didn't want jacket anyway. Jerry jacket. Malcolm, your next team to go to stadium, I like, lads. Start scouting them. We'll beat these here. Sunderland don't really impress me all that much recently. They seem to be... I've used this phrase quite a lot, but it does feel like Sunderland are grinding rather. They're grinding results out rather than like, you know, they were really in the flow earlier in the season. They looked very, very good and composed and played some good football. I look back to the Palace game, the West Ham game, now against Burnley tonight. It's not been easy on the eye. It's not even been particularly intense. They look a bit flat, Sunderland. They're still getting away with it. They got, you know, the West Ham result was a really poor one, but they'll probably win tonight based off the starts. And they narrowly beat Crystal Palace, but then I hope you don't take this the wrong way, Jordan. Everyone's beating Crystal Palace at the minute. Timbo, I like how people refer to it as Saudi like it's all one team. And Reggie, in some ways it is. Well, it is, yeah, a little bit. Ryan, you get offered 120 million plus for a player like he is on 1 year, surely they sell. Yeah, but it's not about whether we sell. We'd 100% sell him, but he won't want to go. That's my point. He thinks he's bigger than the Saudi League. The Saudi League is, at present, it's a bit of a retirement league, isn't it? It's not a league where the best players in the world go. He's all right for the red. 3-star, you know what is the latest joke will be now, Key, if Liverpool lose? Get your jacket slots. Yeah. Jerry jacket. Shay, your TikTok lives were doing better before you changed the layout. Well, I know, but the layout also made it go from 100,000 views in December to 2 million views. Or maybe it didn't make it, but it certainly played a part. It went from 100,000 views in December to 2 million in January. Well, it wasn't 100,000 actually. It was like 500,000 in December. It was 150, I think, in November, but it was about 500,000 in December and then 2 million in Jan. Jordan Mateta's played us massively, like I say, refused surgery for months as soon as chance of a move, accept surgery, and then by the time the surgery and recovery over, Palace have paid his wages. Yeah, it's a bit of a shitbag move, that, isn't it? That is a little bit of a naughty move from Mateta. Owen, thoughts on the Villa goal ruled out yesterday? Do you know what? I haven't seen the Villa goal yesterday. Yeah, I didn't see it. But again, irrespective of the Villa goal that was ruled out, what I will say is that you've played Brentford at home with 10 men. And the highlights that I have seen, admittedly, I haven't seen the goal that got ruled out, but the highlights that I have seen, I don't think Villa were particularly impressive. And you weren't particularly impressive against Everton at home either. So it just reinforces why I think Villa won't finish in the top four, mate. We talked about this the other day, me and you, didn't we? I really don't think Villa finish in the top four. They'll focus more and more on Europe as the season goes on. Shay, yeah, but I mean, keep the layout the same on here, but just do TikTok lives through your phone camera like before. Could do, yeah, could do. Because to be fair, we were clearing 1.5k, 2k in the lives, like at any one time on TikTok, weren't we? We were doing okay with it, but it's a pain in the backside to set it up. Caleb watches Arsenal more than Liverpool, by the way. No, that's not true, Caleb. But thanks for your input, Chief. Owen says, gets too difficult, mate, when teams come to Villa Park and stick 10 men behind the ball with 7 defenders on. I know, but would you not do that when you get knocked down to 10 men? Surely you'd do that as well. And people act like this is a brand new thing. Like, people have always put 10 men behind the 11 men behind the ball. This has been a thing in football going back decades and decades. It's not like a new thing. Like, at the end of the day, you played 10 men. And 10 men Brentford, if you've got any ambition of finishing in the top 4, you should be beating them. Instead, you went behind. It was 0-0, wasn't it, when he got sent off? And I don't even think it was a sending off. I'll be honest, I don't even think it was a sending off. Timbo, don't think Liverpool get Elise, to be honest. He'll want massive wages that Liverpool won't pay, and he's guaranteed a trophy every year at Bayern. Yeah, but it's Bayern. It's Bayern. It's like, you might as well go Celtic. It's the same thing. Why would players don't want to go to Bayern? Like, it stands to reason. You've got Luis Diaz, who's come out and said, like, this is why I'm finding it a breeze in the Bundesliga, because it was so intense in the Premier League. And then Florian Wirtz has said, well, you know, one of the reasons why I've not quite adapted as quickly as I did in the Bundesliga is because the step up in physicality and pace and everything is so much bigger here. So the Bundesliga is nowhere near as good as the Premier League. It's maybe more entertaining because the teams aren't at the same level, or are a little bit closer at the same level, but yeah, it's nowhere near as nowhere near as intense, maybe. Not entertaining. Certainly nowhere near as intense. Red Rebellion, for people who are interested, go check out this article on the web to see what Salah said after extending his contract at Liverpool. Liverpool's Mohamed Salah, Saudi Pro League talks were serious. Yeah, but mate, again, why are you taking that at face value? If Mo Salah says, yeah, the Saudi Pro League talks are serious, what do you think that actually means? Do you think they were actually serious? Or do you think he's keeping the door open for when he needs them in future? Because if he said, nah, I was never really interested in him, to be honest. What do you think the Saudi Pro League are going to do next time? Because that's just like him that is literally like him custard pieing him in public. So he needed the Saudi Pro League to give him a big offer, right? This is negotiations 101 with what Salah did with his contract to Liverpool, innit? Mo Salah's agent went to Liverpool and said, listen, we want to stay, but you're going to have to give us a big number because we're about to break the Premier League all-time goal and assist record. So you're going to have to give us a big number. And Liverpool came back with a number. Yeah, that's not good enough. What do you mean it's not good enough? It's not good enough. We're getting this from the Saudi Pro League. You're going to have to do better. So Liverpool then bent over backwards and gave him a big number, and he finally got the number that he wanted. All he needed the Saudi Pro League for was to give him a number. That's all. That's it. And so that he can keep him on ice, because he'll probably want to go there in future and get a similar number. He'll be the highest paid player in the world whenever he does go there. But he isn't going to go there now when he's still one of the best players in the world. Owen says, yeah, of course, but whether they had 10 or 11, they was doing it from minute 1. And what's that got to do with anything? Like, a team's entitled to play however they want to play. They've come and they've played 11 behind the ball at Villa Park, which, you know, you're professing you're a top 4 side. I don't think that's unexpected from Brentford to come and do that and maybe to hit you on the counter-attack. They've dropped down to 10 men and they've still scored. So they can't be 11 men behind the ball entirely because they still managed to score a goal, mate. And they lost maybe their best player. But I didn't think it was a red card at all. No, I think he has to put his leg somewhere. His foot is literally on top of Matty Cash. And he's trying to stand up. There's no, like, bang. He has to stand up. And he places his foot in maybe somewhere it shouldn't be. Oh, excuse me. Excuse me. Yeah, he places his foot on it's an unfortunate positioning. But I don't think there was any intent or malice. I don't think that's a red card. Will says, Key, I disagree on the Brentford sending off. I think Shard lost his head personally. I've seen him given, of course, but I don't think that was a red. Jabba says nobody wants to go to Bayern. Harry Kane raises an eyebrow. And Reggie says Harry Kane was ageing and absolutely desperate for silverware, Jabba. Kind of a unique situation. And sir, I'm sorry, but I said to my son he should have gone before, offering 400k a week, which I find crazy. And Tom says salary's leaving in the summer. Sorry, mate. You don't have to apologise. Listen, if he plays the way he's playing at the minute, I honestly wouldn't mind him leaving in the summer. But I just don't see anywhere where he's going to go. I think it's absolutely certain that he stays, not because we're desperate to keep him. I just honestly think he's not got anywhere in Europe that will take him. There's nowhere in Europe that takes him. And he wants to stay in Europe. Not only does he want to stay in Europe, I think he has to stay in Europe. Mo Salah is not going to be happy finishing his career with 1 Champions League. It's just not going to happen. 1 Champions League and 2 league titles, no chance. He'll want to go and win and challenge for the Champions League again with some other team. And I can't see another team in Europe that takes him. Unless he finds a way of buying himself out of his contract. Maybe in that case he might do. Owen says, would be great if it happened to Van Dijk next week. You'd soon change your mind on it then. Why do you think? No, but see, then that just shows me that you're only thinking that because it happened to a Villa player. No, I don't think that's... just because it's a Liverpool player wouldn't change my mind. It doesn't matter who it is. At the end of the day, I think if a player stands up, and they've got nowhere else to put... he's got to put his foot somewhere. It wasn't... I don't think it was a stamp. It wasn't a stamp. You can see that it wasn't a stamp. Sunderland, edge of the box. Got to hit that. Strike. Good save. La Pulga says Karim Benzema is Al Hilal player from Al Ittihad. Here we go. Former Ballon d'Or leaves Al Ittihad to join Inzaghi's project at Al Hilal with immediate effect. Cristiano Ronaldo's not very happy with that. Sir, I can't see Xabi going to City. If Pep goes, I could. Yeah, him, Enzo Maresca. There's probably a few who'd be interested. I'm not sure who else. Apparently it's a 3-man shortlist for Pep Guardiola's replacements at City. But yeah, Xabi, Enzo... not sure who else it might be. Ryan Minter was mentioned, but Brighton want 100 million for him. He's good, but he's not 100 million. I wouldn't pay 50 million for Yankuba Minter. Would you pay... I honestly wouldn't. I think Yankuba Minter's a player who looks a lot better than he actually is. Jake says he's winning the Champions League this season, Salah. That might change his mind, possibly. If he was to win the Champions League this season, I don't know, maybe that might convince him even more that he needs to stay and he needs to, try and win another Premier League or whatever. Like, I don't believe for 1 second. Mo Salah believes he's the best player in the world. Now, whatever you think of that and whatever I think of that is irrelevant. He believes he's the best player in the world. So if you think he's going to go to fucking Saudi Arabia, it just ain't going to happen. It is not going to happen. Like, get it out your heads. I promise you, it ain't happening. Nostalgia Unker, Salah will go to Inter Miami. No chance. Sunderland. Oh, chance. Oh, there you go. It's 2-0. And who scored it again? It's Diarra again. It's 2. It's Diarra again. It's a terrible bit of defending again from Burnley down the right-hand side. They get exposed. The ball gets pulled back to the edge of the box. And the first goal was a huge deflection which wrong-footed the keeper. This one... it gets pulled back from the right-hand side. Diarra is somewhere around the penalty spot. He takes a touch. He's got all the time in the world to take a touch. Takes a touch, shoots near post, and the keeper gets a big hand on it, Dubravka. Again, I think he should do better. Oh, he gets 2 big hands on it. If your keeper gets 2 hands on it, that's got to go wide. Oh, I'm sorry. Dubravka's had a shocker there. The shot is basically straight at him, and Dubravka... has pushed it into the corner of the net. It's a 2-0. It's 2-0, and that's it. That honestly, Dubravka, you've had an absolute murder there. An absolute murder. See Wheatley, how's it going, lad? Cumbrian Mackham, come on, Sunderland. Yes, mate. 2-0 up. Diarra flying. Jabba says, I wish I knew what it felt like to spend 50 million quid. Lapulga says Alain Saint-Maximin signed with Racing Club Lens. Yes, Lens chasing down PSG at the top of Ligue 1, and they're not far off him either. Ryan says Minter is a poor man's Semenyo. I don't think Semenyo's that good. I think Semenyo's just a player who's in form. I don't even think he's that good. He'll probably stand out a bit more for City because he'll get more chances, but I wasn't wedded to the idea of Semenyo, and I wasn't wedded to the idea of Gay, to be honest. Timbo, to be honest, I think Jacket makes more sense for Liverpool than us anyway. We've plenty of young centre-backs. We need a top-class one to lead the rest, whereas Liverpool already have Van Dijk and just need a partner. I'm praying that we get Canate contract sorted. Upamecano signed a new contract at Bayern Munich now, and it's looking more and more likely that Liverpool are going to need an experienced centre-back ourselves. So we've got Leone. We're going to have Jacket, whatever. So now, Van Dijk is on his last legs. Don't think he's still the best centre-back in the world for me. I still wouldn't swap Virgil van Dijk for anyone, but we're going to need to start thinking about succession planning at some point. Dwight McNeil's gone to Palace, loan with an obligation. Dan, I agree. Enrique follows Pep like Barcelona. And Tom says, Key, what do Prem fans think about Wrexham's rise? I've no problem with it. We talked about this on the channel the other day. I've no problem with it. I think it's good. Yeah, it's good for the English football. Connor says, can't see Burnley staying up at all. No, me neither. And Money Mona, how are the lads? How are the lads? Sunderland flying at the minute. Liverpool have got these next week at the stadium. I like Burnley coming forward, though. They're not giving it up yet, Burnley. It's 3-on-4, and they've got plenty of players coming forward. Good ball in. Far post, chance. Oh, lucky boys. Aldrete gets it away. Lucky that. Or rather, unlucky for Burnley. Jabba says Burnley are going to push us into 10th. Well, the wind will be in their favour second half. Like, that'll make any difference. MW, what was your score prediction? I think I said 2-1. 2-1 to Sunderland, but the way it's going so far, it might be more like 4 or 5. Jabba, the Clarets are drunk on their own supply. It's a corner to Burnley. They are pushing on. They're trying to get back into it now. Sarah says, do you think Chelsea will buy someone who's over 25? That's not the Chelsea way, is it? Certainly not the Chelsea way. Ryan says Gay is probably the best centre-back that was available this January. Much better than Canate, but he does play Van Dijk's side mainly, so it was more a future option. But solid centre-backs are hard to come by. I would agree. I would agree that he was one of the better options available. However, we weren't going to pay him 300 grand a week like City are. I'd get that out. Yeah, that was never going to happen. So yeah, we was never going to pay that. I don't believe he's better than Canate at all. I think Canate, when he's fit and on form, is one of the very best around. We've seen that over the years. He's had a terrible season this year. And now, maybe, again, we don't know how much of that is true with what his dad's, obviously his dad's just passed away. We don't know what was going on behind the scenes. His dad's been poorly. We don't know what's been going on with that fella and how that might have affected his performances either. So, from a human point of view, those types of things can affect people's form. He's not a robot. He's not a FIFA player at the end of the day. But I think Canate, over the length of his time at Liverpool, has been amongst the very, very best around, and I wouldn't have swapped him for anyone. So, and still to this day, even now, after the average season that he's had some games where he's been incredible and some games where he's been dreadful and made a lot of mistakes. I still, even right now, if he was able or willing to sign a contract, I would absolutely want him to sign a contract. He's the best centre-back we could sign. Absolutely no doubt about it. Tom, I don't see West Ham staying up. Oh, I do. I think West Ham will. I think Leeds are going. I really think Leeds are going. Kieran Ike, mate, with Wolves and Burnley look like certain to get relegated. Who do you think will be the third team? Oh, there you go. Leeds. I think Leeds are going. I think Burnley, Wolves and Leeds. Jabba says the Hammers had to beat Forest to have a chance at staying up. I don't see it happening now. They're still only 6 points off safety, though. They're not that far away. We've seen how quickly it can all change. 6 points. And listen, Forest play Leeds this Friday. So one of them's dropping points. No matter what happens, at the very least, one of them is dropping points. So if it's a draw and West Ham win their game in hand on Saturday, which is against... Who've West Ham got this weekend? Who West Ham got this weekend? It's Premier League round of 25. Burnley, right? If West Ham beat Burnley this weekend, right, which I think is entirely possible, then they would be 4 points behind Leeds and Forest. You're not telling me the relegation race is over then? What, with 13 games to go? With 13 games to go, you think if West Ham win this weekend against Burnley and Forest and Leeds are on 27 points, they're only 4 points behind them? No chance. No chance. Kieran says, hi Key mate. Oh, we've done that one, sorry. Ryan, where are we? MWIC West Ham surviving. Sam, hi Key, Strand Larson gone, and Adam Armstrong and Angel Gomez in. Angel Gomez. How do you feel about that one? That's a bit of a name from the past. Jabba, Chelsea's got a role senior. What players should Sunderland sign next season? I think they could do with some defenders. The defence has been very organised under Regis Le Bris, but they need some better individuals back there. Dan Ballard's good, but when Dan Ballard's been out this season, I feel like they've dropped a level. Aldrete's not it. If they can keep Gertruda, if they can get, we don't know what happens. I don't know. I just feel like they've got some players that are very, very organised, but Dan Ballard for me he's like the Ben Mee. Like, Burnley were in the Premier League for a really long time, and Ben Mee was their, stalwart. Ballard's like that. He's their pace setter, isn't he? K2, how's it going, K2? Lovely to see you, mate. How's things? I'm good. Hopefully you are too, buddy. Mitchell, Arsenal will beat Sunderland, definitely. Sunderland aren't in the same. Sunderland, they winning tonight because it's Burnley. Arsenal will beat Sunderland. I mean, they've already dropped points to Sunderland. Right, what are we saying on TikTok? Sorry, I'm not ignoring you, I promise. Will says, do you think Palace will take Dwight McNeil after the loan? I think they have to, yeah. They have to, mate. It's obligatory. Mick says, Key, come and talk to us, lad. Sorry, mate. It's not that you're not as good. It's more that the chat is super busy over here and not that busy over here. So I'm trying, and I'd love to get it all centralised, and then you're all on the same page. But I literally have to look at my phone and open it up every 2 minutes. So yeah. Why do you hate Arsenal so much, pal? I don't hate Arsenal at all. Yeah, I don't hate Arsenal. MW, would you be shocked if none of the Sunderland players get team of the season this year? I think Xhaka has to, no matter what happens. And Ballard's probably not far behind. I mean, they've had a few good players you could look at for Sunderland who've all had decent seasons. I mean, Riffs has been very, very good in net. Siddiqui has certainly had his moment. Yeah, Lefay, Chalby, like they've done all right. They've done all right in different parts of the season in patches. But I think Xhaka's been kind of the one constant, and it feels like he's raised everyone. Andy, I'm on TikTok, okay, Key, but I don't use as much, only now and again. Yeah, I was gonna say, mate, it is gonna be on here long term, but I can't. I wish I could combine the two. Reggie says there's definitely a way to combine the chats for your viewing. I've seen other streamers do it. Don't ask me how, not a clue, but worth looking into, Keith. Believe me, I've tried. I think you need certain things that I've not quite... I don't know, I've not got yet. I don't know why or what it is. It might be something to do with being in... You might need 10,000 plus followers on TikTok, and I don't post there often enough to get it. Flying on YouTube, but not really got enough on TikTok yet. Erase Rewind. This game needs an in-play managerial sacking. Burnley are just treading water until relegation. Reggie, you're turning heel on me. We're going to have a straightener. Get round ours, lad. Jabba says you should get a load of Arsenal fans here in the States. Definitely a bro club. And Josh, hello lad, hope you're well. Good signing for us today. Bristol City fan. Who have you signed? Sorry, I've not followed the transfer deadline day pretty much for anyone apart from like the big ones that's gone in. I've been too busy today. I've had loads on because my little girl's poorly again. And Jorgen Strand Larsen going to Palace, and Dwight McNeil going to Palace, and Tyrek George going to Everton. I've caught a few of them, but there's quite a few that I've missed. Did Luca Netz end up signing for Forest? That was one I was keeping an eye on. Signing of the season, surely. I'd agree with that, Kane, yeah. Will says, very surprised Sunderland offloading Adingra. I'm not that surprised. I didn't think Adingra was that good, you know. I thought Adingra was a bit of a flat signing anyway, to be honest. What's Tom saying? I think it's the London fans. Doesn't matter the fan base. Londoners are complete melts. Oh, I can't agree with that. I'd love to, but I can't because we've got a lot of nice Southerners on. Timbo's technically a Southerner, but he lives up north, doesn't he? K2, what do you think about Tonali potentially going to Arsenal in the summer? Why would he go to Arsenal? And who's he replacing? Honestly, Arsenal need to not wind the necks in a little bit, but Arsenal are not going to be... their summer is going to be about holding players. It isn't going to be about signing. I guarantee you that if Arsenal do make any signings this summer, it'll be because they've sold about 9 players. They're not going to be doing an awful lot of business in the summer, Arsenal. I'm telling you. It isn't going to be a lot of business. They're going to do well to hang on to players and convince players, because there'll be players like Eze. Eze is going to miss out on the England World Cup squad and he'll be raging and he'll want to leave. Wanyuri, he's going to do well at Marseille. He's already started quite well. He's going to want to leave. Lewis Skelly's not going to be in the World Cup squad. He's going to want to leave. There's all these players. Gyökeres, Havertz, Jesus. Apparently they're on about bringing in Alvarez. Them 3 aren't going to stick around. Lemodis, can you do the Barcelona game? I'm not doing Barcelona Albacete, mate. No, sadly. I'm going to be doing Newcastle City on Wednesday, and I'm doing Arsenal Chelsea on Tuesday. So yeah, I'm not going to be doing the Barca game, but I will be doing more Barca games coming up. Claim for the penalty. There's a scream for the penalty from the Sunderland players, but they're not getting it. Refs having absolutely none of it. Jabba, I'm not in the right economic class to know any Fulham fans. Yeah, I've never known a Fulham fan to be working class. Yeah. They all look at like... they all shop in Fortnum and Mason, don't they? K2, Norgard is moving, so we could have Zubi and Tonali for the 6. So where's Rice going? Where's Odegaard going? Where's Eze going? Any of them willing to sit on the bench? Listen, you're not selling Norgard and replacing him with Tonali. That is absolute FIFA nonsense. Tonali doesn't... How many games has Norgard got this season, by the way? How many games has Norgard got this season? Tom Key, what's your 26 England man for the World Cup squad? Oh, sweet Lord. I don't know. Off the top of my head, I don't know. But I know that Lewis Skelly and Wanyuri won't be in it. And Eze won't be in it. Andy, I'm looking forward to seeing what Tyrek George can do. Hopefully he'll be good. Al City, big up Key. It's been a while. How's it going, mate? Lovely to see you. Kane, I would guess Tonali replaces Odegaard and you play Zubimendi, Rice, Tonali. But then there's still like Marino. Marino's going to want minutes. Odegaard, Eze. If you sell Odegaard, where's Odegaard going? Like, I feel like there's a lot of players that Arsenal are going to have to sell to bring anyone in, really. Ryan Norgard has played more games at centre-back in the Cardboard Cup. Hey, well, that's my point. Like, if you're Tonali, and the first question I would have if I was Sandro Tonali and Arsenal were talking to me, I'd be saying, Okay, so how many minutes do I... There's a lot of players in that Arsenal midfield. Like, if I'm coming in, who am I figuratively replacing? Like, how do you see the system working? And he might say, oh, yeah, well, we see you in there with Zubamendi and Rice. All right, okay. So where's Eze going? Where's Odegaard going? Where's Marino going? Like, all of these have had massive... They've all had minutes this season. Lots of minutes as well. Luca, can I have a shout out, please? Of course you can, Luca. AFC, I'm great. What about you? How's Talby been? My Bruges boy doing well. He's done okay, yeah. He's done okay. He's not really influenced an awful lot just yet. But then again, it's been a bit of a... For a 2-0, there's not really been too many chances in the game apart from the 2 goals. And they were both quite scrappy. I think Burnley will look back on both goals and be incredibly disappointed. Diraj, Burnley at absolute... Well, Michael Norgard has played 5 Champions League games. Again, that's not going to satisfy Tonali, is it? Reggie, the Tonali talk is nonsense from Sky Germany. Reeks of an agent talking about the summer. No chance he lands at Arsenal. No, I don't think so either. It's half-time here. Half-time in the game here at the stadium. I like Sunderland 2, Burnley 0. And it's time for our half-time quiz. It's time for our half-time quiz. Get ready for it. If you've not already, hit the like button. Make sure you've subscribed. All that good stuff. Right, half-time quiz. Are we ready for it? I've got 2 for you. Got 2. So, first quiz is... Can you name for me the top 25 players with the most shots in the Premier League this season? The most shots in the Premier League this season. Get your answers in the chat. Which players have had the most shots? Get your answers in the chat. Doesn't have to be shots on target, just shots. The most shots in the Premier League. How many can you get? Ekatike is number 9. Number 9. Ekatike has had 51 shots this season. Garnacho is not in the list. No, funnily enough. Haaland is correct. Haaland is top. He is 87 shots this season. 87 in 24 games? Guy averages 3 or 4 shots a game, minimum. Watkins is correct. He's 14th with 49. Mateta is 4th with 54. Igor Jesus. Yeah, Igor Jesus is 21st with 44. Morgan Rogers is number 7 with 52. Emi Buendia. No, Emi Buendia is not there. Salah is not there. No, Salah's not in the top 25. Gyökeres, not in the top 25. Trossard, no. Beto, no. Mateta we've already got. Gakpo is correct. Gakpo is number 6. That's from Jimmy P Comedy on TikTok. Yeah, number 6, 53 shots on... shots, not just shots on target, just shots. Isaac, no. Salah, no. Igor Thiago, Jimmy. Yes, Igor Thiago is 5th with 84. Sorry, 54. 54, that was. Jared Bowen is 3rd with 58. Jared Bowen is 3rd with 58. Bruno Fernandes, yeah, he's 11th with 50. Solanke, no. Solanke's not in there. Cunha is right. Cunha's 2nd with 61. Reinders, no. Not Reinders. Foden, yes. Foden is 20th with 44. And Burmo, yes, 16th with 48. Salah, no. Gabriel Jesus, no. Soboslai, yes, 19th with 46. Trossard, no. Morgan Rogers, we've already had. Marmoush, no. Sesko is 25th. He just sneaks in. 25th, 41 shots. Bukayo Saka is 12th with 50. We've got Haaland. We've got Soboslai. We've got Saka. Hiya, Jake. How's it going? Semenyo is 13th with 49, correct. Calvert-Lewin is 22nd with 43. Ollie Watkins we've already got. Enzo Fernandez is 18th with 46. João Pedro's not in the list. Funnily enough. Ekatike we've already got. I'll give you the rundown of the list very quickly, right? So, we're looking for, if you've just joined us, the top 25 players in the Premier League this season with the most shots. Not shots on target necessarily, just shots. Number 1 is Haaland. 2, Cunha. 3, Jared Bowen. 4, Mateta. 5th, Thiago. 6th, Gakpo. 7th, Rodgers. 8th, you've not got yet. 9th is Ekatike. 10th, you've not got. 11th is Bruno Fernandes. 12th, Saka. 13th, Semenyo. 14th, Watkins. 15th, you've not got. 16th is Mbeumo. 17th, you've not got. 18th, Enzo Fernandez. 19th, Szoboszlai. 20th, Foden. 21st, Igor Jesus. 22nd, Dominic Calvert-Lewin. 23rd and 24th, you've not got. And 25th is Sesko. So you're missing 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. 6. You've got 19 out of 25. Gibbs White, Lucas. Yeah, Morgan Gibbs White, 15th with 48. You've got 5 left to get. Not Dewsbury Hall. Not Beto. Not Voltemade. Not Gordon. Not Gabriel. Not Casemiro. Not Amad Diallo. We've got Watkins already. Not Harvey Barnes. No. There's 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. And I'll tell you this. 2 of them play for one club. 2 of them play for another club. And 1 plays for a club that's completely different. So basically, of the 5 players that you've yet to get, they play for 3 different clubs. So think of you're missing the top 2 basically out of each of these clubs. Not Brian Brobby. Start thinking of double acts. Not Florian Wirtz. Not Cole Palmer, no. Morgan Rodgers we've already got. Not Odegaard. Sharda is correct. 41 shots for him. Steven Gerrard. Jimenez, Reggie. Yeah, Raul Jimenez. He's got 51. Not Neto. And Burmo's already in the list. Not Isaac. Not Gyökeres. Not Mitoma. You've got 3 left to get. Not Lefay. So you've got 3 left to get. 2 of them play for 1 club. You've already got Thiago. We've already got Mateta. Harry Wilson, Adam. Yeah, Harry Wilson. There you go. Harry Wilson. He is 8th with 52. Not Caicedo. Thiago, we've already got. The 2 that you've got left both play for the same team. The 2 you've got left is both for the same team. And it's not a team that, I don't know, it's not a team you've even mentioned yet. It's not a team that's mentioned in the list. It's not Chukwueze. It's not Watkins. It's not Ouattara. It's Foden we've already got. It's not Callum Wilson. It's not Tierno Barry. It's not Gordon. It's not Rice. No. I'll give you the rundown again. So we've got Sesko, Sharda. We're doing it. The list is the top 25 players in the Premier League with the most shots this season so far. That's before kickoff in this game, just in case anyone gives me any shit for the fact that maybe a Sunderland player creeps in. So 25 is Sesko, 24 is Sharda, 23 is this player, 22nd Calvert-Lewin, 21st Igor Jesus, 20th Foden, 19th Szoboszlai, 18th Enzo Fernandez, 17th is this player's teammate, 16th is Mbeumo, 15th Gibbs White, 14th Watkins, 13th Semenyo, 12th Saka, 11th Bruno Fernandes, 10th Raul Jimenez, 9th Ekatike, 8th Harry Wilson, 7th Morgan Rodgers, 6th is Cody Gakpo, 5th Igor Thiago, 4th is Mateta, 3rd Bowen, 2nd Cunha, 1st is Haaland. So you've got 2 players left to get. Not Brozier, not Richarlison, not Kudus, not Nemesha, not Strand Larsen, not Barry Garner, Mateta, Kudus, Anthony. No, 2 players from the same club. And you've not named anyone from that club. I can't believe it. Nobody in the chat on either of them, on any place, has named players from this one club. Everyone. Not Nemesha. No. If you get one, you might well get the other. Will, what's the quiz? The quiz is the top 25 Premier League players with the most shots this season. Croupy, no. But you're on the right lines. It's not Croupy. It's not Harvey Barnes. No, it's not Harvey Barnes. Is there a Newcastle player in the list? I don't think there is there? I don't think there is. Not a single Newcastle player in the list. That might explain why Newcastle are a bit naff. Evan Nilsson is right, Adam. Yeah, Evan Nilsson is 17th with 46. And his teammate, not Croupy, Tavernier, yeah, Tavernier, 43 shots on target. So there you go. There you go. That was the top 25 Premier League players with the most shots on. Well, the most shots, not the most shots on target, just the most shots this season so far. Sesko, Sharda, Tavernier, Calvert-Lewin, Jesus, Foden, Szoboszlai, Enzo Fernandez, Evan Nilsson and Burmo, Gibbs-White, Watkins, Semenyo, Saka, Bruno Fernandes, Jimenez, Ekatike, Wilson, Rodgers, Gakpo, Thiago, and then the top four is Mateta, Bowen, Cunha, and Haaland is number one. Right, there you go. Tom says, mate, we said Evan Nilsson 3 business days ago. Oh, lad. Well, do you know what you're going to do then? If you put a question in, make sure you're gonna have to smash it in a couple of times, because there's that many going on. I'm literally reading on 2 different devices. I couldn't see it. I apologise. Dan says, you said we didn't say a player from these teams. Clivert. Well, I didn't see... No, there was nobody in the list who was from them teams, and I didn't see anyone say Clivert until I actually said, yeah, Bournemouth. But anyway. Chukwamal, what is the score, please? Just up here, mate. Just up here. Julius Hotspur, thoughts on the game? Yeah, it's been alright. It's been okay. Couple of... Sunderland have deserved to be in front. They're 2-0 in front, but I don't think Burnley have given a particularly good account of themselves, I would say. Go on, Welshwing. Yeah, go on, give us a quiz. Welshwing's got a quiz. Love that. Hit us with it. I've got one as well for the second half if we need one. Jabba, Key needs AI assistance. Lenezra, how come you're all of a sudden back? Thought you're gone for good from here. I probably will be at some point, mate. I've just popped back on. It's easy enough to set up, but you get bans very, very quickly on here, so it probably doesn't last. If you want to be part of the regular, every single day lives, then you probably need to head over to the other place at some point. Quiz was more entertaining than the games. It wasn't great, was it, so far, the first half? Hopefully we get a bit more action in the second. James says, Celtic want to sign Oakley Chamberlain. Is he any good? Is that Oxlade Chamberlain, maybe? If it's Oxlade Chamberlain, I mean, he's very good, yeah, if he's fit. If it's someone else, if it's a different player I've not heard of, I apologise. Rohale says, I hope Jeremy Jackett turns out to be a solid signing. I mean, he's probably the going rate for a young centre-back now that's impressed. In Liga, and it's generally like 50 to 60 million. Lenny Yoro was 50 to 60 million. Dean Hyson with Bournemouth went for pretty big money to Real Madrid, and yeah, 50 to 60 million is kind of the going rate now for a centre-back. Welshring, can you name the top 10 players who made the most Premier League appearances under Sean Dyche at Burnley? Oh my God. Most Premier League appearances. Dion thought the lives were YT only, lad. They are going forward, mate. Just sporadic ones will be on TikTok every so often. Keane, McNeil, Tarkovsky. Most Premier League appearances under Sean Dyche at Burnley. Yeah, Keane would be one. Tarkovsky would be another. Pope. Pope, says Adam. Wood. Me. What about Harvey Barnes? Ashley Barnes. Vokes. Ooh, Vokes, maybe. Ashley Barnes is second. Yeah. Pope. Ben Mee is first. Okay. Michael Keane. Did we have Michael Keane? McNeil is sixth. Oh, wow. Okay. McNeil sixth. Reggie, have you got any personal anecdotes with football players, Key? What do you mean personal anecdotes? What, in terms of like have I meeting them, or what do you mean? 7. Pope is, what did he say? Pope is 8th. Oh, Ings, Chris Wood, not Michael Keane. Michael Keane isn't in the list. Okay. Burnley, I've made a change here. And it's an attacking one, as you'd expect. Tuanzebe off, Josh Lawrence coming on. So maybe just gives him an extra body going forward in midfield, maybe. Depends how they shape it up now, I guess. Second half about to go. Reggie, ever bumped into a player around Waitrose or anything like that? Oh, loads like that, yeah. That sounds a bit creepy, doesn't it, to be fair? Loads, like I follow players around. But no, I have bumped into a few Premier League players. Funnily enough, Ben Mee used to drink in the pub, were basically over the road from where I worked. Well, over the road's probably an exaggeration, but it was round the corner from where we worked. There's a few pubs around the corner and over the road, but he used to drink in one of them. Ashley Westwood, yeah. Burnley down the right-hand side. Chance for Burnley. Paul pulls back and they've got a corner. PJ, who do you support? I'm a Liverpool fan, PJ. Robbie Brady's not a bad shout, yeah. Goodmanson is 9th. Goodmanson 9th, okay. Westwood is 3rd. Dan says bumped into Tarapt. What a baller. Great player, Adel Tarapt. Burnley, corner, cleared away by Sunderland at the near post. It was a pretty poor ball in that one. J. Rodriguez. Reggie says second half quiz, top 10 players Keys bumped into by order of it. Top 10 players Keys bumped into by distance of restraining order. Lowton is 5th. That's a great shout. Matt Lowton, yeah. He scored a great goal away at Stoke, I remember. Will, what quiz is this, Key? It's the top 10 most Premier League appearances for Burnley under Sean Dyche in the Premier League. Lucas Patrick Roberts has gone to Birmingham. Osman Kamara has gone to Blackburn. Yo Helder has gone, and Kevin Phillips have gone on loan to Sheffield United. Just need 10th. Hang on a minute. 1st, 2nd, 3rd, 4th. I haven't got 5th. Who was 5th? Who was 5th? Oh, Lowton's 5th. So hang on a minute. 1st, 2nd, 3rd, 4th. 5th, 6th. Who was 7th then? I haven't got 7th. Who was 7th? Not Arfield. See if I've missed 7th. Who was 7th? Pope is 8th. Tarkovsky 4th. Barnes 2nd. Wood is 7th. Ah, sorry. Got it. K2 Key, you should find a fixture from any time. We have to try and guess the team's starting 11. Mate, you've already jumped one step ahead of me, because that is the next question. That's the next question. Brownhill. Oh, Brownhill's a possibility. Although, no, maybe he was a little bit after Dyche, wasn't he? Or at least he joined kind of back end. Did we do Volks? What about Andre Gray? What about Andre Gray? Andre Gray maybe, or Tom Heaton maybe. Tom Heaton. Julius could do Premier League chances created. Oh, listen, that's the beauty of these quizzes. There's absolutely loads of them, and we do one every single watch along, and obviously we do at least one watch along every single day. So I always try to prepare at least one quiz, and you know we've got some fantastic people like Welshwing and various others who prepare others coming in, and they're very, very much appreciated. Very, very good at them as well. McNeil was 6th. Hendrick, not Gray. Jeff Hendrick's not a bad shout. 3-star is Kyle Walker a loan signing for Burnley. No, I think he joined on a free, didn't he? Yeah, I think he joined on a free. Matai Vidra. Vidra's not a bad shout, yeah. Oh, I'm struggling after this. Chris says we are shite. Parker out. Who would you want to replace him? Do you think if you brought in a new manager, Chris, before the end of the season, could Burnley turn it around? Do you think you've got the wherewithal, the players within the squad that could maybe make a good fist of staying up? Julius Hotspur, first time watching today, mate. I really appreciate it. Thank you. Really, really do appreciate you coming in. And listen, we have a lot of different fans, a lot of different fans from all across the Premier League, up and down the football pyramid. We're not a one. Even though I'm a Liverpool fan, you'll see we've got probably more Everton fans in the chat than Liverpool fans, and everyone stays around and has a laugh. And yeah, if you enjoy that sort of thing, then get involved. We watch football every day. We watch the games that a lot of the fan channels don't even know are happening. They just do the top 6. They don't even get bothered in all the proper football. Foxy, how many left? Only one left. George Boyd is a very good shout. Yeah, George Boyd. Jack Cork. Jack Cork was 10th. I like it. All right, well, hey, listen. The game's not been particularly illuminating so far. So I'll tell you what we'll do. Why don't we do this? James, up the toffees. Love it, James. The last meeting between these two sides, right? The last meeting between these two sides was in March of 2017 here at the Stadium of Light. The last two meetings between these sides in the Premier League, sorry. They have met, obviously, in the Championship before that, after that. But the most recent meeting between these two sides was in the Premier League at the Stadium of Light in March of 2017. It finished 0-0, predictably. David Moyes was the manager of Sunderland, and Sean Dyche was the manager of Burnley. That season, the 2016-17 season, Sunderland finished rock bottom. David Moyes took them down. They finished rock bottom. And they had a hell of a team. And Burnley finished 16th. They stayed up with many of the players we've just named then. What I wanted you to do is, without cheating, come on, let's not do the whole Google thing. Can you name for me, out of the 22 players that started that day, how many can you get? Name me the 22. The 22 players, the 11 that started for Burnley, the 11 that started for Sunderland, in March of 2017, the last time these two played in the Premier League. It was a 0-0. Does feel a very long time ago, Rohale. I mean, it's 9 years, isn't it? It's 9 years in a couple of months. James says Pickford. It was Pickford and Heaton. Yeah, you've got the two goalkeepers straight off the bat. James got Pickford right. Jordan Pickford playing for Sunderland. That must have been one of his final games, or one of his final seasons at Sunderland before he moved to Everton. And Tom Heaton was the goalkeeper for Burnley. Chris Wood was not in the team, no. Or if he was, he wasn't on the bench. Oviedo was one there as well, yeah. Brian Oviedo played left back that night. Started left back for Sunderland. Jermaine Defoe started centre forward. And John O'Shea was at the back, correct. Can you remember those Sunderland and Burnley sides? Not Trippier, no. And not Taylor. But Keane and Ben Mee, you got right, Chris, yeah. Michael Keane and Ben Mee were the two centre-backs. Jeff Hendrick, great shout. We've already had him in the chat already tonight. But yeah, Jeff Hendrick was at centre mid. Barnes, yeah, Ashley Barnes started centre forward. ABV. Not Catamole. Not Trippier. Not Wes Brown. Not Lescott and not Brady. No. There's a fella who started for Burnley who's got a very popular podcast nowadays. George Boyd is correct. That's not the fella with the podcast. But George Boyd did start. And Joel Ward started. Correct, Chris. He was the left back for Burnley that night. Robbie Brady didn't start, no. Again, he might have been on the bench, but he didn't start. Not Vokes, no. You've got Ashley Barnes and one other centre forward up front, and it wasn't Wood. It wasn't Wood, and it wasn't Vokes, who started with Barnes that night for Burnley. Not Parker. Joey Barton, Chris, yeah. Joey Barton started at centre mid. Sebastian Larsson is correct for Sunderland. Stephen Ward, was it? Apologies, Stephen Ward. Ben Foster, no, it was Heaton and Pickford, the goalkeepers. Jack Rodwell, or Jack Rod, not so well, as you said there, Tom, yeah. Not Danny Ings, no. Jack Cork, no. You've got 3 left to get for Burnley. I'm looking for the right back, a left mid, and a centre forward. And you've got 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 left to get for Sunderland. Not Darikwa, no. Jack Rodwell we've already got. So I'll give you the team so far. The question is, Jake, the last time these two met was in March of 2017. It was 0-0. It was 2 teams managed by Moyes and Dyche. Moyes took Sunderland down. They finished 20th. Dyche finished 16th with this Burnley side. Can you name me the 2 11s that started on that day in March 2017? So far, you've got Pickford in goal for Sunderland. You've got O'Shea and Oviedo at the back. There's 2 others still to get. You've got Rodwell and Larsson in midfield. There's 2 others still to get. And you've got Jermaine Defoe up front. There's 1 other who played up front with him for Sunderland. For Burnley's side, you've got Heaton in goal, Ward, me and Keane at the back. There's still 1 player at the full back to get. You've got Hendrick, Barton, Boyd and Barnes. You've got a midfielder and a centre forward to get for Burnley. Lowton is correct. THFC fan, love that. Good to see you, mate. Gibson is correct and Denea is correct. Not Yanam Villa. Rohale says Joey Barton's definitely not the best guy to hang out with. Have you done it a few times? Not Ndong, not Duncan Watmore. Yanazai is correct for Sunderland though. Yeah. And it's Andre Gray at centre forward for Burnley. So there's now just 2 players for Sunderland and 1 left to get for Burnley. And 1's gone for Sunderland. Well done, Adam. It was Barini at centre forward with Defoe. Not Anachabi. Scott Arfield in midfield for Burnley. There's only 1 left to get. 1 left to get, and it's the fullback for Sunderland. So you've got the Burnley team. The Burnley team in March 2017 was Heaton, Ward, me, Keane, Lowton, Arfield, Hendrick, Barton, Boyd, Barnes, Gray. The Sunderland team is Pickford, then a right back, Denea, O'Shea, Oviedo, Gibson, Rodwell, Larsson, Yanazai, Defoe and Barini. It's not Stephen Defoe. It's not Bardsley. No, Bardsley's a good shout. It's not Ward. We've already got Ward. Jabbers is remarkable. The matches that Peter Reid attends. And Tom, there you go. Billy the Kid Jones. Yeah, Billy Jones. Famous on Champ Manager back in the day. He used to take loads of free kicks. Very good at set pieces, wasn't he? Dan, we really have sacked this match off, haven't we? Well, we've not sacked it off. We will still be watching it, mate. But it's just there's just not an awful lot going on. And usually we just tend to fly through the quiz at half-time. But it's overlapped a little bit this time. Jabba says Burnley are on the front foot. We're doing absolutely nothing. C. Wheatley, Newcastle back below us where they belong, the sad bastards. Right, long ball into the box, and it's straight out of play, that. Poor from Sunderland, really. If you enjoyed that, help a brother out, hit the like button. If you've been in for most of the game tonight, hit the like button, help us out. James says McNeil to Palace has fell through. Oh no! McNeil to Palace has fallen through. What is going on here? Jabba, I pre-like the stream. Cheers, man. Joe, if that's the only thing you can celebrate this season, go for it, lads. Oh, fighting talk. Let me just see what's going on with this Dwight McNeil thing. Has it actually fallen through? If it's actually fallen through, the Everton thing that'll be hilarious if it's actually fallen through. By the way, I will just say this as well. I don't normally plug my other socials, but if you haven't yet as well, go and follow me on X, go and follow me on Instagram, go and follow me on TikTok, go and follow me on YouTube, go and follow me on the other places. All of my handles are in the bio, or you can go and check them out wherever. The Bobble and Paul Joyce just tweeted it. The Bobble, what's he said? Dwight McNeil's move to Palace has fallen through. The 26-year-old will now remain at Everton. Oh, the rage. Horror. Please, God, let someone come back in for him this summer, but no way we'll get 20. Oh, I'm actually gutted. That was such a good deal for him. We won't get that again. Oh, no. Jabba, if the McNeil deal is off, there's going to be a lot of Blues imitating that Seagulls vlogger. Welsh Wing, I've got a new one, key if you want. In 2025, what were the top 10 most sold biscuits in the UK? Oh, hey, go on. Let's do that while this one's a bit naff. The top 10 biscuits sold in the UK. Oh, hey, this could drag us on. Go on. We've got 2 changes coming on for Burnley here. It's Brozier and... Who else are they bringing on? Who are they bringing off is the question, I guess. Gunner's Key, what's this video? I'm seeing you crying all over TikTok. Not crying. Yeah, I don't do crying. I've got nothing to cry about. Malted milk, bourbons. Bourbons are the devil's work. Hobnobs. Chocolate digestives. Penguins. Someone's defo clipped that one up, ready. Custard creams, rich tea. Ro Hale says, Jamie Carragher was saying Liverpool need a signing and defence for right now, but it's not how we operate in January. And Jammy Dodgers, Dan says, none of this hobnob nonsense, no cookies, we want proper British biscuits. Malted milk partial to a niche. A niche biscuit's not a British biscuit. It's coconuts, none of that foreign muck. Hobnobs is 6th. Hobnobs is 6th. Okay. Bourbon 7th. What about something like Blue Ribbon? Tell you what, I'm blowing my chances here of ever being sponsored by a biscuit brand. Custard creams 3rd. Something bland like rich tea's got to be in there. Gold. Moy sent a fax to Parish's email. Total disaster. Pink wafers, says Lucas. Fig rolls. Clubs. Yeah, clubs. Rockies. Viscounts. Breakaways. Jaffa Cake's not a biscuit, Clarky. Jaffa Cake's not a biscuit. Clues in the name. Graham says ginger snaps. Digestives are first. Okay, digestives first. Okay. Jaffa Cakes is never in there. Foxy's round biscuits. Ginger nuts. Not rich tea. Not rich tea. Zion Fleming on 2. Right, okay, so it's Zion Fleming and Brozier. Burnley are chucking the kitchen sink here at this one. Jaffa Cakes is 4th. Right, Steward's Inquiry. That is never a biscuit. You're not having... You can't be having Jaffa Cakes. Jaffa Cakes are biscuits. It's never a biscuit. It's a cake. Never having that. Victoria Biscuits. Ryan Lamb. Echo Bars when they existed. Wagon Wheels. Wagon Wheels. What are them ones? What are them ones that are like tea cakes? Tea cakes? Where it's like little chocolate and it's like little marshmallow type thing on it. Strike! Oh, good save. Should be over the bar. Nearly 3-0 Sunderland. Brobby should have scored there. No way is Jaffa Cake a biscuit. Chris is shortbread. Rich tea, but 2 at a time. Dunked, but be quick. Rich tea? You can't be having 2 at a time with rich tea. Bailey, sorry I wasn't around to throw some banter your way at the weekend, Key. I'll make up for it this weekend, I promise. Family time. Hoota, who to be. Lovely to see you, Bailey. Thank you very much for the super chat. Really appreciate that. Very, very kind of you. As always, much, much appreciated. Lots of love. Scones, Jammy Dodgers. Chris says proper shortbread is good. The fake ones taste like shit. Yeah, they're a bit chemically, aren't they? Tea cakes. Tunnock's tea cakes, yeah. Jabber, the big question is what's offside, what's a pen, what's a biscuit, and define young, of course. Julius, do a Jaffa cake, Paul. I just refuse to accept. I'm flat out. There's some things. This channel is very much a democracy, as you know. However, on that one particular issue, I am a dictator. And I'm telling you, there is no way that Jaffa cakes are a biscuit. Maryland cookies, 9th. Maryland cookies are nice. But, again, I wouldn't have said 9th. Oreos at 8th. Oreos, again, it's a bit Americanised, that. I don't like that. Becoming American. We're English. Rather eat chocolate chip cookie dough. Stacey, I do prefer my homemade cookies. Stacey, homemade cookies for sure would be better than Maryland's cookies. And there goes the Maryland sponsor that I was rooting for. Oreos, not a British biscuit. It's not, is it, pup? You can't be having Oreos. Oreos would never accept. Biscoff. Biscoff is 5th. On your bike. Biscoff's a 5th. It's this Americanisation of English culture. I'm not down with it. I'll be on the Joey Barton podcast before long. Stacey, yes, definitely nothing beats homemade cookies. You said it, Stacey. MW says chocolate fingers. Very nearly said me missus likes chocolate fingers. Oh, it's all going off here. There's fighting on the pitch. Trey Hume's not happy, and he's having a pop at the keeper. Custard cream, shortbreads. What else are we missing? If Jaffa cakes are biscuits, they'd be called Jaffa biscuits. Graham, bang on. K2, what are we ranking? We're not ranking it, but it's a question from Welshwing. Normally we do football quizzes, but seeing as the game's been a bit naff, we've done the top 10 biscuits most sold in the UK, and so far we have digestives in first. We're yet to get second. Third is custard cream. Jaffa cakes. Jaffa cakes are in 4th in a biscuit list. 5th is Biscoff. 6th is Hobnob. 7th are Bourbons. 8th are Oreos. 9th are Maryland cookies. So we need 2nd and 10th, I'm guessing. 2 yellows. Chris says Joey got a good heart. It's just his head needs a bit of work. And Tom says Burnley finally showing some fight. Well, yeah, a bit too late, it's looking like. Stacey, I do a lot of baking. We should do like a Premier League Dad bake-off at some point. If the channel ever gets to a point where we're doing all right, we'll do a charity bake-off, Stacey. You can do your cookies. Top 10 crisps. Christ, we'll be here all night. Clarky, can we do chocolate key? Will says key is one for you. Top 10 most sold Ben and Jerry's flavours as of last year. Oh, see, I'm not a lover of Ben and Jerry's. Welsh says first is digestive. Second was shortbread. Oh, okay. Second shortbread. Third custard creams. 10th was ginger nuts. Oh, ginger nuts. 10th. That was a good quiz, that. Bit of a curveball. Do you know what? I might even start to bring in some more like non-football quizzes. We'll mix them in. Ryan Lamb, Fox's Dodgers cream, and Welsh Wing do an old UK chocolate bar or sweets that have discontinued quiz. Let's focus on the football for the last 20 minutes, if nothing else. Christ, all we've done is talk about quizzes and biscuits for the last hour. Jabber, 8th Oreos will soon displace your culture soon enough. Will says fish food and cookie dough's got to be up there. I don't even know if Ben and Jerry's got more than 10 flavours. I don't think I could name you. If you asked me now, if you said to me, Key, I'll give you £1 million, can you name me 10 Ben and Jerry's flavours? I would struggle. I'd genuinely struggle. Jordan, I've decided our transfer window wasn't that bad, money aside. What, because you've now backed out of the Dwight McNeil signing? Bench massive improvement and a new striker. No more Mateta stinkers. Yeah, I think, Strand Larson coming in will certainly help. Yellow card from Paul Tierney. Try and do it then. Mate, I promise you I could not do 10 Ben and Jerry flavours. They'd just be generic like ice cream flavours, like I would guess. I know fish food. I know cookie dough. Chocolate brownie is another one. Do they do a vanilla? Vanilla. After that, raspberry ripple. Do they do a raspberry ripple? I don't know. I genuinely, I couldn't tell you. We've backed out. You have backed out. Yeah, it's fallen through. The deal for Dwight McNeil has fallen through at the last minute, Jordan. You've got breaking news from Premier League Dad. I can't believe it. That's a first on the channel. Premier League Dad breaking news to a Palace fan. We've just broken it. Dwight McNeil, deal has fallen through. Jordan, where's that? I thought he was coming on loan, obligation to buy. The deal sheet's been submitted. No. Everton's very much ratified in the know, but the Bobble, who is literally, mate, as the Bobble doesn't get things wrong for Everton. He is there in the know, and Paul Joyce has also tweeted it subsequently. But yeah, it's been confirmed by the Bobble and Paul Joyce that the Dwight McNeil deal is off. Sunderland chance. Oh, should have scored there, Brobby. Should have made it 3. Adam, I couldn't even name 5. Never mind 10. Me neither. Yeah, I mean, I was struggling after that. Baked Alaska, fair enough, yeah. Mint choc chip, I guess I probably would have had There's always mint ice creams. I hate mint ice cream. Hate mint anything, to be honest. Top 10 toilet paper brands. Hey, 3-0. Speaking of toilet paper, Burnley are probably going down. It's 3-0. There you go. It's an absolute screamer as well. It's the first bit of real quality we've seen all night, let's be honest. It's the first bit of quality, and he's wrapped it into the top corner. Talby, absolutely brilliant goal. Fabulous goal. Who's that? I thought he was showing someone in the stands there, but there you go. 3-0. Great strike, says Graham. Yeah, Burnley just backed off him, didn't they? Look, they just backed off, cuts in on his right foot. Very similar to the Kevin goal that United conceded that should have been the equaliser at Old Trafford at the weekend, but Kevin wrapped it in. Very, very similar to that. Curled it in, off the crossbar. No chance at all for the keeper. Clarkey says, did Dwight McNeil go to Palace? Everton falling apart. No, Dwight McNeil's not gone to Palace. No. He's backed out. Jordan, oh my God, just seen it's because we didn't submit the papers in time. Classic Palace owners, first Europe, now transfers. Stacey says we could call it Man United v Liverpool fan bake-off. Yes. The East Lancs bake-off, Stacey. Jabber, get him gone, Burnley. The short guy in the fedora was Peter Reid. Who was the other fella next to him? Erase Rewind, great goal, Burnley need to let Parker leave. Do you think Parker... I just don't think letting Parker go at this point makes any difference. I feel like if you get Scott Parker, if you get rid of him now, all that you're really doing is just condemning Burnley to finish rock bottom. They'll probably finish lower than Wolves, and then they'll go into next season lacking confidence and all that sort of stuff. Joe, offside, sir. Seeking having an influence on me. Rohale says Burnley just aren't good enough. I wonder if Coventry will be if they manage to return to the Premier League. Well, Coventry look like they're sinking like a stone at the minute, don't they? Coventry have just started to, they cost me nearly $6,000 at the weekend. I'm not even kidding. $6,000. I needed Coventry draw no bet for nearly $6,000 this weekend. So I do not like Frank Lampard now. Bailey, what do you think on some fans losing it because they didn't lose against City just so Arsenal don't win the league, even though it could mean them getting relegated? Can't get any more Spursy. What I would say, mate, is that I don't think there's any real proper Spurs fans who wanted to lose. There's Liverpool fans who wanted us to lose, by the way, last week because they're desperate for Arne Slot to get sacked. So you get divvies in every fan base. Spurs have got divvies just as Arsenal have got, and Liverpool have got, and United have got. But I don't think there's any real Spurs fans who wanted him to lose against City. None at all. Papa Jono says, what a finish, Key, my God. And Chris says, get him out now. All the Burnley fans want him out. Who would you replace him with, though? Butterborn, you bet on Cov. Oh, my God. Well, I've used the B word, haven't I? Niall Quinn. Oh, it might have been Niall Quinn, actually, yeah. It might have been Niall Quinn. Jake says, no chance Forest could still get relegated or Leeds. Only 6 points in it. I mean, listen, like I said, if West Ham now beat... West Ham play Burnley at the weekend. If West Ham beat Burnley at the weekend at Turf Moor, which, let's be honest, is not beyond the realms of possibility, West Ham beat Burnley, and Forest and Leeds play each other on Friday this week. I'm live for that one this Friday. That's going to be a huge game in the race against relegation, or the battle against relegation. Leeds and Nottingham Forest at the City Ground this Friday. They're both on 26 points. Oh, off the top of the... Anthony, very nearly 3-1. How's he give a goal kick there? How's he give a goal kick? Jaden Anthony's just had a strike from outside the box, took a massive deflection, and it's gone over. The ref's got to give a corner there. I think he has got a corner, hasn't he? Has he got a corner? No, he's give a goal kick. Oh my God. What a game that could be. It's at Leeds Ground. Is it? I thought it was at the City Ground. Oh, it is. Sorry, it is at Leeds, isn't it? Yeah, well, hey, there you go then. We're doing Leeds against Nottingham Forest on Friday. So, yeah, that'll be a massive game. Both are on... whatever it is, 26 points, 16th against 17th. If one of them loses, or even if they draw, then West Ham could find themselves 3 or 4 points off them with 13 games to go. There's absolutely no way that the relegation battle is done. I still think both Forest and Leeds could get dragged into it. Ryan, I hope we beat Burnley and I hope we stay up. And Bailey says Slot's a good manager if he stays, though. I'm worried for next season. I hope he gets fired or leaves. He's not. He's not going anywhere. I've been saying all season, lots of Liverpool fans have been attacking him. And do you know what? They've all gone very quiet again recently. They've all gone very quiet again because we've started playing some decent stuff. And that's all it takes with a few of these fan channels. There's some bad fan channels, very bad faith Liverpool fan channels who have got very, very big audiences. And they just do what's for clickbait. It's not good for the club. It's not good for the team. It creates a really toxic atmosphere. It sends people to the ground and they start booing and all that. I hate it. And then you see the fans who go the game week in, week out, which is not me, by the way. I'm not professing to be any better than anyone else because I've not gone a Liverpool game in 2 years. But you get what I would consider to be the proper fans who travel all over Europe, who are absolutely massively dedicated to the club. They back Slot. And, yeah, I think backing your manager, whoever you support, backing your manager is really important. You should always back your manager. Always. Callum says, Key, did you see Oxlade-Chamberlain to Celtic? I haven't seen it, but I've heard about it. Is it actually happened? Julius, Coventry v Borough next Monday. That was one of the best games we've done on this channel, that Coventry and Borough at the Riverside earlier this season. I think it finished 4-2 in the end. So yeah, that'll be a great game. Fancy Borough to win it at the minute, though. Gotti EMP says, Key, what matches are you covering over the next few days? What's the schedule looking like? So tomorrow night we're doing Arsenal against Chelsea. On Wednesday we're doing Manchester City against Newcastle. Both of them games are the second legs of the Carabao Cup semi-finals. So we're doing both of them. Diarra's just going off here for Sunderland now, so we've got a little break in play. If you want to watch either of them two games, make sure you've hit the like button and subscribed and got your notification bells on. But we've got the two Carabao Cup semi-finals coming up over Tuesday and Wednesday. Thursday night, we've got a massive game in the Coppa Italia quarter-final. Atalanta against Juventus. Chance to see Keenan Yildiz up close. If you like your football and you want to see a player who is destined for the Premier League, Keenan Yildiz. Lots of great players will be playing in that game. Kostovic and some fantastic players for Atalanta as well, who maybe not having as good a season as they did last year. But yeah, Rafael Palladino's Atalanta against Luciano Spalletti's Juventus in the Coppa Italia quarter-final on Thursday. We'll be watching that. And then Friday night is, as we was just talking about, Leeds against Nottingham Forest. Friday night football in the Premier League. I'll be live for all of them. And then Saturday, we're back to the Prem. 2-3 games on Saturday, 2-3 games on Sunday. Game every day on this channel if you love that sort of thing. Bailey, you doing a watch along tomorrow? I am, yeah. Totally agree. Some toxic channels out there, mate. They only say and do what they do for clickbait. Yeah, the views in the middle don't tend to get a lot of clicks. It's either they're absolutely the best, they're the world class, they're the best ever, the greatest ever, or they're awful, sack 'em, get 'em gone. It's always the two, diametrically opposed views. It's never the nice middle bit. Agent Calf, Scott Parker is the most clueless manager of this season, and Caleb says Smodix has been announced on loan at Derby. What a signing. Sammy Smodix to Derby is a really good signing. Why are Ipswich letting him go? Julius says could do a player of the match poll. Well, we can put that in. I mean, so far, I think you'd struggle to say one other than Diarra so far. I think he's been everywhere in midfield and he's got 2 goals, and I would say he's been the best player tonight. I know that's a bit an obvious one, but I would say he's been the best player tonight. Is there anyone else that you would say has got a claim for player of the match tonight? Get your answers in the chat if you think so, but from what I've seen, admittedly in between quizzes, I've not been that mega impressed with anyone in the Sunderland. I mean, Talby scores a great goal, but I don't think he's done an awful lot other than that. At least Diarra's kind of put his foot about there, and he's he's got amongst it tonight. Borough, it's on ITV, Cov v Borough. And who do you think goes Wembley? Wembley is, for me, Arsenal and City. Yeah, I can't see it being anyone other than City against Newcastle. Chelsea, I've got an outside chance against Arsenal, of course. Callum, Serie A is so weak these days. Oh, mate, I disagree. I really enjoy it. I think it's a fantastic, watch. I mean, if you think about the last game we did, Inter Milan against Pisa in Serie A, it was 2-0 to Pisa in the opening 10 minutes, and Inter ended up winning it, 6-2 in the end? For entertainment value, Serie A is phenomenal. It's a little bit like the Bundesliga was a few years ago. It's not quite as defensive and rigid. Sunderland down the left-hand side. Kept in. Could be a fourth here. Should be a fourth. Oh, unlucky. Hume at the back stick, and it was cleared away by Esteve. Caleb, glad it was loan rumour. Was 6 million for a 31-year-old. Wouldn't be okay with that. Couldn't believe Mateta failed his medical test. Well, there's quite a few Palace fans who aren't too happy with it. Tabamoyo, what about Arsenal v Newcastle? That'll be interesting. Not just because it makes it easier. I just don't think Newcastle can get past City at two goals down, no. Rohale says Inter Milan played against Pisa. They did, yeah. Yeah, they were 6-2 winners on the night. Bailey, so if you're doing the live streams every day, you're not going to be able to sell for me. Didn't get an email. You've not emailed me, have you? You've not emailed me. Why didn't you message me? Have you messaged me? I mean, I am going to be working every day, yes. Yeah, so you've no chance, mate, up to now. But yeah, I haven't got an email. I haven't got an email from anyone, and the email's on the channel. Julius Tadic George to Everton on loan with an option to buy. That's a good signing for Everton, I think. KT says Talby, man of the match for me. Yeah, he's done okay, Talby, hasn't he? He's done all right. Burnley resigned to defeat now, to be honest. Andy says, Borough born Hayden Hackney. He stayed with you, isn't he? With you looking likely being in the Prem next season. I still don't think that Middlesbrough make the automatic spots. I think they're playing very well at the minute, but I think they probably make the playoffs. And then it's just whether or not they can get out the playoffs. There's been plenty of top sides finished. I mean, Sheffield United did it last year, didn't they? Finished third. They were very nearly qualifying in the automatic spots. They ended up getting into third place, and it was Leeds and Burnley who snuck in the top two. And no, it wasn't Leeds and Burnley. It was Burnley and it was Leeds and Burnley, wasn't it? Yeah, Leeds and Burnley in the top two. Sorry, on the final day, and Sheffield United finished third, and then they lost obviously to Sunderland in the playoff final. Jabba says we're doing well, getting in talent from Chelsea. He's a good player, Tyrant George. Yeah, definitely. There's definitely ability there, and he's pacey as well. You need pace. Is he right-sided though, or left-sided? Because he's played both for Chelsea. I think he's primarily right-sided, isn't he? Dan says your reaction to the Fulham 3-3 equaliser was absolute gold. Cheers, Dan. And Bailey says chucked my email on here during one of the last week's live streams. Can you do PMs on YouTube? Can't do PMs. No, I didn't even see the email. I don't think you can put emails on here. Like in the chat. I don't think you can put emails in the chat. I'm sure YouTube would cancel it. Anyway, I wouldn't want you to give your email out to everyone on the live, mate. So you can message me on pretty much any social media. Insta, X, TikTok you can. My email is literally on. If you click contact at the bottom on email, you can contact me. I don't think you can PM though, but you can email me. So Nigel, some Arsenal fans give me a headache. The shit that comes out of their mouths. And Dan says Harrison Reed, we haven't even seen him. What a strike! Oh, I know, that was sickening. That wasn't it? That was sickening. Clarkey, is it the Scott Parker derby? What for West Ham this weekend? Yeah, West Ham against Burnley at Turf Moor. West Ham need to win that one. Burnley, if they lose that one, I think I mean, to be honest, I think they're done now anyway. Like I said, this would have put them, even a win tonight would have put them at 8 points off Forest and Leeds. 8 points is very difficult to bridge with the way that Burnley play. But now, you know, potentially you could be looking at... Well, I guess the beauty of it is that Leeds and Forest are playing each other, so there is a world where actually they're still only... They're 11 points off now, and maybe after Friday they're still only 11 points if Leeds or Forest win. So, yeah, best case scenario is that either Leeds or Forest win that game. Rohale, Arsenal fans have infuriated me this season. Comparing Gerrard and Rice, for example, even United fans haven't done that. And Bailey says, that's probably why then, must have blocked it. I'll try an email now. But yeah, no worries, man. Lazi Zusmanov, please goal. Don't think we're going to get a goal in this one, mate, now. I think it's petering out ever so slightly. Rohale, I really miss Gerrard at Liverpool. He was effort personified and 3-star. I reckon Burnley will beat West Ham. You think so? Burnley at Turf Moor have been a bit of a tricky customer, haven't they? You've obviously got the point against Spurs the other day. I wouldn't put that past them either, yeah. But they just have to start doing things soon, Burnley. I thought tonight was as good as a must-win for them. You can't keep just going through the motions. Your games are running out. You know, they've got 13 games left after this one. It's very difficult to see Burnley being a Premier League side next season. And yeah, poor Reece's footy feed, who is in the lives pretty regularly, pretty much every day. He's missed tonight's stream and he's gone up to Sunderland to watch his team get battered 3-0. And it's a long old drive back down to Burnley for him tonight. So, thinking of you, mate, if you're watching, or if you catch this after the stream, we all thought of you. Jabba says Burnley needs to do something. This performance has been dire. It's just been so flat, hasn't it? And Nigel says, cheers, Andy. Yes, it was a great shot and great goal from the Borough striker, but my team, Norwich, deserved the draw from the match. Still remember our Wembley playoff win against Borough that got us promoted. What are we saying? Sorry. Butterborn, is Kevin Keegan more of a legend at Liverpool or Newcastle? Oh, Liverpool, quite comfortably, yeah. Did he even win? I don't think he won anything at Newcastle, did he? Well, Newcastle haven't won it. No, it's definitely Liverpool. He won 2-3 league titles with us. Definitely won a European Cup. Might have won 2. No, I think he won 1 European Cup and then he went to Hamburg, didn't he? And he won the Ballon d'Or twice at Hamburg. But I think he was the best striker in Europe when he was at Liverpool. He basically won the Ballon d'Or for what he did at Liverpool while he was at Hamburg. But he was, he won a European Cup. He won 2 or 3 league titles, FA Cups. I think he won a couple of UEFA Cups with us as well. He was an unbelievable player, Kevin Keegan. There's an argument Dad's mentioned Kevin Keegan and said there was an argument to say he might have been one of the best centre forwards he's ever seen at Liverpool, and including your Dalglish's and Rush's as well. Like he's definitely up there. Rohale says Keegan was the Liverpool player in the 70s. Keegan and Toshak, big man and little man up front. Jabba says Burnley allowed Sunderland to get ahead of us on the table. Where does that leave Sunderland in the table, actually? That's a good point. Let's have a look at the table now and what that does to the table tonight. Because I think it moves Sunderland 4 places. Well, no, 3 places ahead of their great rivals Newcastle. They're now 3 points ahead of them. They are level on points with Brentford, but just behind them on goal difference. They're 3 points behind Liverpool, 4 behind Chelsea, 5 behind United. I mean, again, if you're Sunderland, you're looking up, and the 36 points with 14 games to go. I mean, I'm sure if you'd have offered Sunderland at the start of the season, I think if you'd have said to Regis Le Bris, look, we can give it you now. We can give you a 17th. We'll give you 17th if you want it. There it is right now. Do you want to take it? I'm pretty sure Regis Le Bris would have taken 17th at the start of the season if offered to him. So the fact that they are in touching distance of Europe suggests to me that he could be up for Manager of the Year. Dan says, any players from Burnley do you think deserve to be snapped up by a Premier League club when they go down? Yeah, I do actually. I think there's a couple who you could look at, and Esteve, I think Jadon Anthony's done quite well. Jadon Anthony's been very good actually. I think Ugachukwu probably goes back to Chelsea. I think he's still on loan, isn't he? And he probably gets farmed out somewhere else, as is the nature with Chelsea at the minute. Florentino Luis, in parts, has done all right. Again, he's a European player. I don't think he's necessarily adapted to the Prem as quickly as Burnley would have liked him to. I don't think Broge is a Premier League player, and I don't think Fleming is a Premier League player. They needed goals all season, Burnley. Here is Broge. Yeah. Strike. Poor that. Really poor. Bailey just signed up to your Discord. Details on the stream, but can't find any email address. But I was going to say, if you message, you can private message me on Discord. So yeah, if you go into the Discord, you can privately message me on there. Dubravka, possibly. Yeah, I mean, he's getting on a little bit, Dubravka, but he's made some mistakes tonight, to be honest, but he's okay. Sunderland, chance. Could be 4, should be 4. Oh, they've made a mess of it. 3-star, calling it a night, everyone. Take care. See you all tomorrow. Take it easy, 3-star. See you soon, mate. I think that's it, to be honest. The game's very, very nearly done. Rohale says, Key, how would you feel if you woke up tomorrow and found that Arne Slot had been replaced with Steve Bruce? Heartbroken. Right, full time in this one, folks. 3-0. Sunderland 3, Burnley 0. It leaves Sunderland in 8th place. Like I said, they are within touching distance of Chelsea, Man United and Liverpool in those European places, and level on points with Brentford, who are in 7th. Only behind them on goal difference. For Burnley, it very much does put them in the mud, to be honest. They are 11 points from safety with a minus 19 goal difference. So effectively, it's 12 points, isn't it? Let's be honest. If you've got that much of a negative goal difference, it's so difficult, that. It's actually, minus 22. It's not minus 19. It's just updated. It's minus 22. Minus 22, Burnley. So, given that Forest's is minus 11 and Leeds is minus 11, that's basically an extra point. So, Burnley are going to struggle. Reggie, have a good evening. Key, see you later, mate. Appreciate you in the stream. I'll catch you tomorrow. Take it easy, Reggie. Yeah, all the best, mate. Have a good one. See you soon. Boris says, my favourite was Alan Hansen growing up in the 80s. No idea why. Alan Hansen was an absolute Rolls Royce at the back. Chris says he's been Burnley's best player this season, Dubravka, by a mile. Fair enough. I'll be honest, mate. I think there's not been many standouts, I would say. Dubravka, when I've watched him for Burnley, he's pulled off some big saves, but he's also, like tonight, I would say he should have done better with at least one of them. Maybe not the third. Bailey, all right, mate. No worries yet. I'll catch it on the Discord shortly. Rohale says Steve McMahon. Yeah, Steve McMahon. Steve McMahon sure can rap. It's about time he had an England cap. So come on, Bobby Robson. He's the man. Because if anyone can, Macca can. And that's the last time I'll do the Anfield rap on this. Julius, is Jaffa Cake a biscuit? Martha Theory, are there any Man City fans here? Please inbox me. You can't inbox on YouTube, mate, but yes, there are many City fans who come on here quite a bit. Dan, have a good night, pal. First time joining in. It's been a laugh despite the dull game. Maybe see you Wednesday after we batter Chelsea tomorrow. All right, lads. Take it easy, Dan. Have a good one. Good to have you in too, mate. Always good. And I'll see you maybe Tuesday, Wednesday, whenever you come back in. Right. Excuse me. That is me for tonight. Thank you, everyone that's joined the live, that's been in, that's put in the chat, that's liked, that's shared, that's subscribed, all that good stuff. Really appreciate it. Brandon Murray, how are we, mate? I'm good, mate, thank you. Loco, only 3 points off LFC, by the way. Where does Sunderland finish? I think Sunderland finish about 10th or 11th. I think they fall off towards the end of the season. Rohale, Jaffa Cake is a cake. It's a solid in a biscuit section, though. Or it's sold in a biscuit section, though. It's definitely not a biscuit, it's a cake. Definitely. I refuse to have that argument. Be yourself, Dylan. I think Chelsea win tomorrow. Do they win and go through, though? That's the question, because they could win and then it goes to penalties, doesn't it? So, Jabba, the chat was better than the match. It's quite frequently the case on here, isn't it? if the game's a bit naff, even though it's 3-0 and it looks like there was goals, you know, we tend to make the chat better than the game. Where's all the United fans, Key? Well, we've got a couple. Stacey's in here. Stacey's a United fan. Twisted Fate's a United fan. Chimey's a United fan. We've got plenty of United fans in the chat. Don't know if they're still in the chat, but they were in the chat earlier. Jan Molby, the head of the Greeters Guild. And Bailey says, Night Key, another good stream. You need to definitely do some post-match reactions on some of the bigger games. Yeah, I probably do. But I'm trying to grow it like in my own way without doing the whole rage baity, clickbaity stuff. And the videos I don't think are going to be for me until I get to a point where maybe I have help. If the channel continues growing as it has, then maybe I get help and I'm able to have somebody helping me with doing the stuff. Because at the minute it literally is all me. And I'm trying to compete with channels who literally have full teams of people behind them. So it's very difficult if it's just me. Be yourself, Dylan. Will Blackburn go down? They're not doing good. Blackburn, West Brom, Portsmouth. Yeah, there's a few. I think Norwich get out of it now. But there's a fair few down the bottom of that championship table. It's getting very tight and condensed, isn't it? Lisha, yep, still here, lurking. Good to have you, mate. It's legally a cake here too, I think. It's just packaged in a way that sees it sold in a biscuit department. Key needs more rage bait. And Shrek says, I was in stitches when you said, what the bloody hell is that Cunha celebration? Well, he did it against Arsenal. I quite like it. I quite enjoyed it when he did it against Arsenal. He was giving it all that, and it was against that. I thought, yeah, fair enough, because, you know, that was a good laugh. But then he does it against Fulham. Right. Hector. I wish I spoke Spanish, mate. I am trying to learn Spanish, but I don't speak Spanish anywhere near well enough to know what that means. But Burley, eres la peor mentira del fútbol. I'm guessing that means maybe they got poor mentality. I'd agree with you. Yeah. See. Right, I'm going now. That's me done. I'll be back tomorrow. For Chelsea against Arsenal at the Emirates. That's the big game tomorrow night. I'll be live from 7:30. If you haven't already, make sure you hit the like button. Make sure you're subscribed on YouTube. Make sure you've joined the Discord. Make sure you followed me over on the other platforms, by the way, as well. TikTok, X, Instagram. Go and check me out. I'm across all socials. I really enjoy interacting with you across them all as well throughout the day. If you want to join the Discord, we're in the chat throughout the day on there as well. And that's getting busier and busier as we're starting to grow a bit more. So really appreciate you all being in. Really love all the chat, all the comments, all the quizzes as well. Really do appreciate you putting them in. And I'll see you all tomorrow for another big night. Chelsea and Arsenal. But for tonight, great for Sunderland. Fantastic for Sunderland. And it's looking rather bleak for Burnley. Take it easy. Ta-da.